Welcome to Edit With Me. All right, so let's get this started. So this actually is the second edition of Edit With Me. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is where I will be answering any questions that you guys have through the course of any of my videos, really. But I also do post on the community tab to see if you guys have any questions specifically about editing or, you know, anything you guys want. So I'm trying to make this a reasonable time, so I will only grab a couple of questions and answer them, but I will do my best to try to smush as many questions in as possible in this video. So, but today I will be answering 4 questions. I'm super excited to get into them. And editing wise, since I will be editing at the same time as answering these questions, I chose to edit looks like one of my videos that I've actually already recorded. So you guys will be seeing this in the very near future. But hey, I'm excited to get into this. Let's do it. By the way, I'm sorry if I completely murder these names. I apologize. I will do my best to correctly say them. First question is by Anna Lazrayem 3906. Is there a movie or video or other piece of media that made you go, I want to be an editor? And if so, what was it? The first thing that I remember seeing was actually one of my dad's pieces of work when he used to work at a youth ministry, and he would do videos for them. And there was one in particular that he did that was based off of an HP commercial, I want to say. And it was where the person would have a frame and it would be a still image on the frame, and they would put the frame over their head. And I'm pretty sure it's something you can like completely do in CapCut or something now, but the person would put the frame over their head, and what was on the frame before it went over their head was the still image of that specific frame of whenever it went over their head. So it's kind of hard to explain, but it was like they were putting their head through a picture, and it would continue going after that frame would hit their face. So it really blew my mind as a kid seeing that. It just blew my mind. I had no idea how the heck he did that. And then also he actually helped me a little bit with a project I had in middle school, I want to say. And in middle school, I was tasked with essentially they gave us like freedom of choosing any song and grabbing that song and making a music video from it. Now, I don't think the original project was actually making a music video. It was a slideshow, I want to say. Yes, it was a slideshow, like showing the lyrics and like showing what it means and stuff like that. I took Only One by Yellow Card. And I went to my dad and I was like, can we make a music video out of this? And he said, heck yeah, how do you want to do it? And back then I had no idea how to edit or anything. And so I was like, I know how to use Paint, like Microsoft Paint. And he was like, this is going to take a while. So pretty much what I did was I probably did like 30 frames of just like different positioning and stick figures, and like it was essentially just a music video, but all through Microsoft Paint. And I would make each frame, it was a lot more than 30 frames, I'm pretty sure, but I would make each one talk. I would have the drumsticks going. I would have just the whole 9 yards. And after I did that project, I was like, this is what I want to do. All right, so question number 2 is asked by Monica KJ7WW. How much direction are you given from the director, and how much creative freedom do you get when choosing how to edit? So that varies a lot. I have dealt with both ends of the spectrum, one being absolutely no creative freedom at all, and then the other being all the creative freedom in the world. So I won't sugarcoat it. There are both ends of the spectrum on that. So I have definitely dealt with no creative freedom. That director, obviously every director is in that role for a reason. You know, they're good at their job. They got there for a reason. And so editing wise, you know, I've been in a position where, you know, I want to try to do something creative and just kind of put a little twist on something, and just very minor stuff even. And nope. That is a no-go for some people. Some directors just have something in their mind that they want exactly how they want it, and that's okay. That's that's their job too. So, but editing-wise, I obviously like to have more creative freedom. So, I have also definitely dealt with full creative freedom to the point of like, writing a TV commercial, and they're like, okay, let's go ahead and shoot it, and you do all the editing, and then we can't wait to see what it looks like. I've gotten that plenty of times, more often than not. I would say probably 65-70% of the time maybe is hey, I'm directing this. This is the idea. These are all the good shots also that I think would be good to use, but ultimately, boom, it's in your court now. So super happy about that. I've been very blessed with all the people I have worked with in the past. So it really has been a great experience, and having that creative freedom and just being able to do things like that. So. All right, so question number 3. This is a good one. This one was posted by user OX4UB2TH2K. That was a mouthful. As someone who's interested in film, would you say getting a degree is necessary? How exactly do you start a career in film editing? What a great question. I've gotten asked this a couple times in my past, and so I guess getting into this, is a degree necessary? Yes and no. In my case, degree was necessary, and I think it ultimately did help me, because really, if you think of the basis of a lot of editing techniques, it doesn't really change a lot. And so once you learn all of those essential things in editing, you can kind of evolve off of that. And so you learn those basic things through getting a degree or going through classes. Maybe it doesn't necessarily mean getting a full-blown degree, but, on paper, it looks kind of good whenever you're trying to get jobs and you see someone has a degree and stuff like that. So it ultimately helped me. Now, on the other end, it hasn't been as much of a holy crap, you have a degree? I don't think that's ever really been said to me. I would venture to say almost 80 to 85% of, this career field, if you do want to get into it, is all based on the work that you do. And really, like starting the career, that kind of leads me into that. Even if you don't have a degree, have some fun with some videos. Go out with your friends, film something, edit it, learn the techniques. Go on YouTube, learn some things on there, stuff like that. Just have a lot of fun with it. You'll learn by having fun. I will say that I learned a lot more being in the field than I did in school in some circumstances. In school, it was a lot more of the technical things, the basis of editing. And then in the field, it was like getting your hands on and getting that experience and just learning that way, and being creative and trying to throw some twists here and there, and like editing techniques that you could just think of off the top of your head, and experimenting. Start doing maybe some side work. Maybe there's a local business next to you that needs like a commercial or just something pretty simple that they might need. Go ask them. And I will say, if you don't have a massive portfolio or anything, you'll probably want to do a couple things for free here and there. And then once you start, actually getting some professional experience, that's whenever you can go to an employer and be like, this is my portfolio, this is what I've done. They'll hire you, and then boom, you're in the industry. And then you just start growing and growing. As soon as you start getting more work under your belt, the easier it is to get into the industry at a higher level. And question number 4, last but not least, was asked by Mary Hetherington 5997. What's something you think is really cool about editing that you wish more people appreciated? Oh boy, that's a good question. So really, ultimately, I think coloring, like just doing color correcting and grading, is some of the most satisfying work that I think a lot of people don't, I guess, give enough credit to, I think, and just like show appreciation for. So a lot of the music videos and movies that you'll see are filmed in a log format, which is a very flat profile. If you look at log, it's almost like a gray image. It's very, you know, the highlights and the shadows are all just, there's no contrast at all. You know, it gives you a lot of freedom to adjust the lighting and everything like that, and the coloring. So if you look at the before and after of a log formatted video, and then, you know, before being color graded and after, it is amazing. I love that work. It's like instantly satisfying, you know, just being able to see the before and after. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Another thing that I think a lot of people don't, I guess, show as much appreciation for is compositing. If you ever get the chance to see a 3D artist and editor, I guess, you know, editors are 3D artists also, you know, if you're able to ever see the compositing techniques used, and like movies and heck, music videos now, with 3D work, and just seeing all the layers and the lighting and just all the work that goes into 3D work just in general, I think needs to be appreciated just a little bit more. With everything going on now, it's becoming easier and easier to create 3D things. Now, I will say it's a whole different realm of making it look real, but creating something in 3D is becoming easier and easier nowadays. And so I think people are seeing that and being like, well, I mean, it's not that hard. Yes, it is. To make it actually look real, like it's actually there, and compositing that, it is such a beautiful thing to watch. And I highly advise, if you have free time, to watch some compositing 3D work. It's awesome, and I think needs much more appreciation. And lastly, masking. My dad and I talked about this recently in a Taylor Swift video. Masking is just... it takes a lot of work, and I know that when you're watching something, half the time you don't even recognize it, and that means the masking job is good. So, so I understand that people don't really show a massive amount of appreciation for that editing technique, but it does deserve a lot of appreciation, because that is some freaking crazy work. All right, awesome. I can't wait to post this one up. This one's going to be fun. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into this, and I really enjoyed answering these questions. It was a blast to do. If you guys have any more questions at all about anything, and I know there were a couple that I really wanted to answer that I just didn't get to. If you guys have any questions at all, please comment below. I cannot wait to see what you guys ask. And again, thank you for your time, and until next time, bye.